Question for you.
Go on.
They've lost 4 games in a row. Talk to us
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, it's 4 games across 3 competitions. So I suppose let's start backwards. The game against Brighton is one of the most fun. It was genuinely one of the most fun games I've watched in a long time because I saw it coming a mile off. And it's a recurring theme that we've seen from teams. We saw it from United, seen it from us a couple of times as well. But City, it's been happening to them quite a bit. They gassed themselves out. They threw all their haymakers, and the team, took it on the chin and came back and knocked City out basically. And the reason why City, I feel as if, have been throwing the haymakers is because they know that if they don't knock them out now, they're fucked later on in the game basically, and it's a recurring theme. So Brighton in the first half, City looked really good. But my main issue with that is they kind of had no choice. They didn't have a choice to say, you know what, let's sit in, be resolute, and then obviously pick our moments and just control the game that way. It was like, we have to blow you away now. Like we've got nothing else. If we know, yeah, we've got KDB on the bench, but a 50% KDB isn't doing anything in 2024, unfortunately, despite how amazingly gifted he is. So we're looking at, all the holes that they're plugging with all the players that they're missing: Akanji, Stones, Diaz, Rodri, obviously, and then you've moved your left back, who's scoring all your goals basically, to centre back all of a sudden. Yeah, you're centre back by trade, but they started an academy kid. Was it Pusey something? I forgot. It was a double barrel, but double barrel's gonna haunt me forever, guys. I've accepted it, so let's just leave it at that. But
there was a joke that I shouldn't repeat about
let's
Kyle Walker.
not please not repeat it. But yeah, you got Rico Lewis playing on his wrong side, and then I don't even know what to call Kyle Walker because I definitely feel like he's more of a shagger than he's a footballer in 2024. He's done more shagging in 2024 than he's played football, guys. Let's be honest about that. But the base of your team away at Brighton not being set, you're looking for trouble. And it's obviously it's not Guardiola's fault. So anyway, moving into midfield now. Midfield is still good. There's nothing wrong with that midfield. Kovacic, Gundogan, and Foden. If we're looking for a weak link there, it's probably Foden, to be honest, because he's not really a midfielder. But even then, it's still good. It's still good enough. Got tons of quality, tons of ability, kind of thing. But you're not getting what you get with Rodri at the base of your midfield. Kovacic can carry the ball better than Rodri, but Rodri pretty much does everything else better than Kovacic. This was about Kovacic being really good, and we saw on Haaland's goal the way he scored it. Kovacic's through ball was great. The way the pass was great, and everything else like that was fine. And then we got to the second half, and they brought on Baleba. Now, just a quick question for you, Dean. In current form, with his profile, would Baleba start for City?
Absolutely.
And that is an issue. A player like Rodri goes down, and you look at all of City's midfield options, and you're thinking a player at Brighton gets into that City team when one player goes down.
Damn, them niggas don't go to the gym, man. Yeah, them niggas little. They small.
Yeah, so Baleba came on, and there was very few things that he did wrong. I don't think he put a foot wrong. I don't even think he misplaced the pass, and if he did, it wasn't his fault. It was his teammates' fault for moving too slow or moving too quick. I don't know, but the simple fact is, one player ragdolling your entire midfield it's not. That is not a personnel problem. That's a structural problem, and I'll tell you why it's a structural problem, because one player cannot be your system in midfield. Rodri cannot be your system in midfield straight away. It's not a personnel problem there. It's Guardiola not being able to adjust to the fact he doesn't have Rodri. That's all it is. So
it's just weird to me. I feel like, so essentially what we saw in that game in that second half was a lot of Brighton just running through City on the counter. Like they were just open through the middle, which has kind of been the issue since Rodri went out. And I just kind of feel like, why doesn't he go back to a 3-2? It feels like he's using a lot more of that 3-1 thing. With Rodri is the one at the tip of that diamond from the back. that's Rodri. It makes sense. And even then, he struggles in certain phases of the game, if we're being honest. But why would he play such a risky style without the player that sort of allows him to play that style?
So you kind of skipped ahead to a point I wanted to make in terms of a fix, but I personally think the reason why he's doing that is because of rhythm, and like how I mentioned in the thread about Arsenal, is rhythm and relationships. That's what he's trying to maintain, and you can't, you literally can't. But moving on from that, should I say? Sorry, Brighton just simply overpowered them. That's what it was. They just kept on battering them. I said to my mate in the group chat, I said, I cannot believe how easy this is for Brighton. It was one of the easiest games of the season for Brighton. I'm certain of it. They just overpowered them and just battered them. The spaces in behind both City's fullbacks, where City was so narrow, the fact that they kept on outnumbering them by pushing everyone forward and just literally going direct to the forward line, just fucking off the midfield. City were gassed, and then we saw the same thing against Sporting, but it's the Champions League, so if you're off your game in Champions League, you will get battered. City were amazing in that first half, absolutely amazing. Threw all their best punches. Thought like, okay, cool, we can take that. They get battered 4-1. Like, and again, it's the same issues: being outnumbered, being outstrengthed, and whatever else. In the leagues, then before that, it was Tottenham in the League Cup, wasn't it?
Yes.
Tottenham in the League Cup as well. They took the lead in that game as well, right? And then they lost again, outpowered. It's a real problem because they're not controlling transitions. And my fix for that personally would be all the judges and courts in England just fucking off City and sending them to the Ryman League or whatever else. But if you're not going to do that off the pitch, on the pitch, 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1, solid bank basically of two in front of your midfield, and pour everything you have into your front line of when Doku gets back, Savio and Haaland, and just play them both on their strong sides and just transition it. Go direct to them down the wing. They've got individual quality to beat their men. Get into the box as quickly and early as you possibly can. But be solid. Go on.
Do you think Pep would actually do this?
So this is the thing, and I had a thing you asked this question. When Pep wants to be a shameless goat, he has no issue with that. I reference this game quite a lot, but they look in the Champions League. I think in 2015 they lost their first leg against Porto, I believe. It might have been a group game. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like it was a knockout game. Lost the first leg, and the second leg, he played the most English 4-4-2 of all time with Lewandowski and I believe Muller up front together, and went direct as fuck and blew them away. It was like 4-0 in the first half, something like that. Like, when Pep recognised he sees when there's opportunity to play these kind of things, and he's got the players there. If maintaining them, they stay fit. You play a 4-2-3-1 and you play Foden off Haaland, and Foden just literally just hugs the edge of the box. Anything that drops there, you shoot. Kind of thing. Just be shameless and just be solid. And I don't like the 4-2-3-1 formation personally, but with what he's got available, I feel like that's definitely the best option here. Just don't be silly with it. Just, no frills, no one cutting in. Just play men on your strong side, put the ball in. Simple.
Coach, Porto won that first leg 3-1, and then Bayern beat 6-1.
You see, he's not. Pep is not an idiot. Like, the fix is right there. So, what year was it? 14, 15, right?
It was 2015, April 2015.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah,
quarterfinal.
Yeah. People keep talking about the window because the window is coming up, right? But I just don't see anybody on the market unless they're trying to overpay for Zubimendi. Why would he take the job knowing that Rodri is coming back at some point?
So here's my thing. See, this is probably, I don't want to speculate too much, but I generally do think Pep is leaving at the end of the season, and he might as well give it a go. And I have seen no reason why they won't pay 60 million for Zubimendi just because.
They're not getting him for 60.
You reckon it'll be more?
If it's in January, it's not going to be 60. Summer, that's 60 price.
Boy, I don't know. City have a way, So, yeah.
Hey man, look. All I can say is this: the suffering won't continue.
Amen.
Inshallah.
That's all I can say.